So Gary, that were a bit of a game of two halves really. We'll talk about the first half first. The lads just couldn't get going really, could they?
No, a bit disappointed first half. I think Keighley were really clinical with their execution and put us under pressure quite a bit. That said, I still thought we dug in. We still scored a couple of tries of our own. I think the biggest disappointment for me was the scrum play just before half time. I thought we made a real mess of that scrum play. If we could have got over there, it would have been a 6 point half time gap, and we'd have been happy with that. Unfortunately, Keighley go full length. We come up with another error. They score, and instead of it being a 6 point swing, it's an 18 point swing. So that was the biggest disappointment for me in the first half. And fair play to Keighley. Like I said, they took the chances really well. They were very clinical, especially down that left edge, and caught us a few times. But we were confident at half time. Although we were 18 points down, the feeling in the dressing room at half time was still pretty good. We thought we'd gone set for set. Just like I said, just some key errors at key times, which cost us dearly, really.
What you say to lads at half time, just to sort of iron out their errors and then we can get at them?
Absolutely. I said, look, we have to remain positive. We've gone set for set with a team that fancied to be there or thereabouts at the top of the league with Oldham. So we knew they'd come here and be good. I've seen the previous games, but I was still confident at half time that if we cut out our errors and was a little bit more clinical with the ball in good ball, that we'd get back at them, and we certainly did in the second half.
Yeah, it started with Luke Foreman and Johnny Upshaw got over in quick succession. It was just barrage after barrage, and then could you say from the side that Keith looked like they were tired and you could get at them?
I think so. Yeah, we'd seen some. They were starting, seeing some weaknesses in them. They were starting to argue amongst themselves, and we thought, we just got to be really consistent here, complete our sets, and put them under pressure. As you say, those two back-to-back tries got us right back in the game. And then again at the death, the last try, the interception probably, flatters the scoreline a little bit because, for me, we're pressing their line and there's a penalty out there that for me is a sin binning all day long, but we don't get it. And although we got the penalty, we didn't. I don't think we got what we deserved there. But fair enough, we're pushing it right at the death to try and get that equalising try with only seconds to go. And then we try and play a little bit too much and find a Keighley defender in our line, and he goes full length and scores. But hey, we had to go for it. We were in the last 30 seconds of the game, so we had to try and push for that score that would have levelled it. As I said, unfortunately, we pushed a little bit too hard, and they intercepted and went full length.
There's loads of positives. They're a team that's fancied to win the league easily. You can take those positives next week, can't you?
100%. You look at their playing budget and the players that they've brought in, and what we've worked with this year. I think we can be immensely proud of that second half. And I said that to the boys afterwards in the game. A loss is a loss. Sometimes when you lose by that small margin and play as well as you do, it's sometimes worse than getting beat heavily by teams. But absolutely, second half I thought we were by far the better team, and probably unfortunate not to come out with a point at the end of the day. I thought we were at least worth a draw. But we've still lost a game, and that hurts. But I think we have to take tons of positives out of that game, tons of confidence out of that game, because as you rightly say, Keighley spent heavily, brought in a lot of quality players, and probably expected to run through the league together with Oldham. So I'm proud of the boys. The second half, I thought, especially, I thought we were excellent and got a lot to be proud of. And if we can carry on with that kind of effort and that kind of commitment throughout the season, I'm sure we'll have some good days.
Starting next week, we've got Cornwall. There's no easy games in this league. It's just the lads need to carry on what they've done today in the chance.
100%. And again, that's another thing we've talked about is setting standards. And I thought that second half we set a lot of good standards. So we can't take the foot off the gas. We've probably slipped down the league a little bit today because of other results. And so if we want to realistically have a chance of becoming a top four side, we've got to get some wins. And our next few games are critical. Starting with Cornwall next week. I think Workington come here, so we've got a couple of home games coming, which are going to be vital to where we end up this season. We've got to make sure we're on it. We can't afford to take our foot off the gas. I think from now on, we know we can play like we have done today. We need to cut out the silly errors that cost us. But I mean, if we can put in some performances like we did second half today, I think we'll be in a good place at the end of the year.